Hello, hello guys. It is our time together to paint our Rustic Blueprints hanger, and this month was this really cute. Are you ready for it? Are you ready for it? Our ghost for the month of October. Is he not adorable? Mindy did such a good job in designing this one for you guys, so let's get to painting. And just letting you guys know that some of you girls may have different color bows. You may get this one or this one. It's just with all the boxes that we have going out, they did not have enough ribbon for me at Hobby Lobby. And if you don't like the ribbon that you got in your package and you have some other ribbon in your house that you want to use, that's perfectly fine. But in your kit, you got your banner pieces, you got your boo, you got a button, you got your wire, you got a strand of twine for your banner, but I did not give you the ribbon or the twine to go here. So just in case for you guys, if you didn't want to do that. So I didn't want to put any wasted twine in there. If you have done DIYs with me long enough, you've probably went ahead and gotten your ribbon or your twine. And this is a twine that you find at Hobby Lobby. And this is the thickness. There's all different kinds of thicknesses when you go buy your twine. This is my favorite. It's in this size, not in the tall tube type. This is the one that I like. It's flimsy. It's not extra thick. So this is the one I like. So you're gonna need scissors, you're gonna need twine, and you're gonna need your needle nose pliers to go ahead and wind this up. You're gonna need your paint brushes, your rapid fuse glue, and I yet have brought a pair of pliers to my house at my workstation. So there you go. When we're going to do this video with you guys, I am going to go ahead and I'm going to paint the white top first, because as you know, white takes longer, and I want to get that one done first, and we'll set that off to the side while we're painting our other pieces. So I'm going to set them other pieces off to the side because we are not going to need them right now. And a little foamy piece for your BOO. So let's go ahead and let's get our paint on our plate. And as you've known in the past, if you are a speedy, fast painter, and I think I did last time, I just put the paint on my piece. But with this one, I'm very highly going to suggest you to just put your paint on your plate and then go along the edges, because you've got all these increments of dimension, and I don't want you to get super crazy and have a blob of paint on here working with, and it dries faster, because it will leave a mark and you will not be able to cover it up very well. And if this brush is too thick, then go ahead and just pick a smaller one, whatever you're liking, whatever you're comfortable with. Again, the size of paintbrush that I paint with may not be the size that you guys want to. So remember, it's for your comfort level, what you feel good with, and that you're not going to make any mistakes. And so when you're going along the eyes, just take your time so you don't get any goobers or drips on the inside of your eyes. And remember, when you're painting with white, the first coat is really scary. It doesn't look very pretty. Remember, it will get prettier as you're painting. And I can tell you right now, downstairs in the basement of the house, it is drying really fast. So I need to speed up a little bit because I just do. And there is a piece of hair. Where did that come from? I don't know where that came from. There you go. Get that out of there. Okay. Don't think we're going to need the dryer today. That is Bella. She's whining because she is upstairs and she wants to come down here. And she just needs to stay upstairs because she will just go anywhere and everywhere. And she's our kennel puppy. We've had her for now 7 years. And every once in a while, she just forgets that she needs to go outside and she'll just piddle wherever she wants. So I have to watch her when she's downstairs. She likes to check out the rooms and say, I've been here. Okay, we're gonna need to reload our plate. And if you love glitter, you could do your 2 coats of white and then just go ahead and then take it outside, spray some glitter, and before you glue it onto your other pieces. Or you can glitter your Boo banner before you put it on. I got girls who come to the painting classes and they love glitter. They just love glitter. Doesn't matter, spring, summer, fall, winter, they always get glitter. And I use the shimmer glitter from Hobby Lobby. I think it's just shimmer. It's not silver, it's not gold. When we used to do classes, we offered silver or gold, and then I'm like, this is ridiculous. Because I would run out of one, and so it's just a light. It doesn't like, ooh, look at me, I just got glittered. Okay, so I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna hurry up and just do one more coat, so while we're at this, because it's like drying really fast, which is so odd. And as you can tell, it is drying nice and more smooth this round. So remember, just take your paintbrush, keep your paintbrush brush strokes up and down, let your wrist do the work. She's very adamant, isn't she? You're gonna have to wait, sunshine. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and finish this, and then I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do a coat of black on the outer perimeter. And you can tell Mindy's went ahead and she's giving you the outline, so when you're gonna put this together, you know exactly where it needs to be, and you know exactly how far you need to paint in, so you're not wasting any paint, because you don't need to paint the whole back because this is gonna go over it, okay? And if you're gonna glitter it, and if your coverage is looking really good, you can stop at 2 coats, because your glitter is gonna give you a little bit of camouflage. And if you think that shimmer, if you go buy your shimmer at Hobby Lobby and you don't think it is glittered enough for you, just go ahead and do another coat. Remember when you're glittering that you wanna keep your bottle, you know, definitely a foot away, maybe 2 feet away, or if you want to, just place it on the ground. And that way then you're safe and you're not getting it too close, because sometimes you gotta be really careful with the glitter bottles. They can get kind of cray-cray. And the sprayer can get stuck, and then you just have glitter going everywhere. So, and always make sure you're shaking your can of glitter before you start spraying it, because you need to get all that activated inside before you go. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna stop, and I'm gonna let this dry, and we're gonna to see what this looks like. I know it's gonna need another coat, but this second coat is not drying quite as fast as the first coat. Okay, so let's just set him off to the side over here. Okay. Now we're gonna go ahead and get our black piece. And again, we're just gonna take some black, we're gonna put it on our plate, and I'm actually gonna take a paper towel and I'm going to put this one off to the side, and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna put some black on here. Again, whatever preference you want for a brush, this may be a little bit too much, but, and you're just gonna go ahead and you're gonna take that black, again, feather dust out to the outer perimeter, and just go along. And I would just go in just a little bit over, just to be on the safe side, so when you're gonna glue this down, we haven't missed a piece that didn't get covered. And if you want to, you know, if you're painting really fast like Sonia, you can just go along and then just smooth it all back out, because this won't take too long. And while we're doing this, since it's drying really fast, we're gonna go ahead and we're just gonna go around and we're gonna do it twice. And that way then this piece is done, okay? And if you want your ghost to be more rough looking, you could take a little more antique-ish. You can take some of that Waverly. I'm gonna use our raw umber when we're going to antique our banner. Now, if you want to make it look more rough, like I said, you can take your Waverly. I have the bottle here. Here it is. You can use the Waverly Antiquing. We just did a DIY a little bit ago with that one. Yes, I'm recording twice today because I want to make sure that you guys get your, if you've got time this weekend to get this painted, because Halloween's going to be here before we know it. And oh my gosh, if you go to the grocery store and buy Halloween candy, there's so much candy. And you want to make sure you want to cover his eyes. It's like a sugar overload in the Halloween department for candy. It is crazy. They did not have cool candy like that when my kids were small. I mean, you really don't need that much candy, but Halloween's all about the fun dressing up and Halloween candy. But if you guys have not noticed, ghosts are like the hot thing this year. So I told Mindy, design us a ghost because this one is just adorable. And for you guys at our Rustic Blueprints box holders, you guys are the only ones that are going to have a ghost like this. I mean, I made a cute ghost for the store, but this one is like top-notch adorable. And I love it when the girls get their notifications and they come in right away and they cannot wait to get their door hanger to go home and do it. It just makes me excited. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and we're going to go around and we're going to go and do that one more time all the way around. That way the back of our ghost is complete. And I don't even think we're going to need the dryer for this one, for any of it. Okay. I know one of our box holders, she's from Colorado, which is exciting. I would love to reach out more. So if you love what you are doing for your Rustic Blueprint boxes, share the love on your social media, attach the attachment, show them where they can come in and join the Rustic Blueprint family. Next week, my goal is to put this into a membership. Right now, this is just a monthly subscription box, but we're gonna move it into a membership. So what that means is there will be a little bit of a price increase because we are gonna put it into a Facebook group. I will do Tip Tuesdays. You guys can share your paint projects with everybody. And like if you go to Hobby Lobby or your other Joann Fabrics or wherever you're at and you find something fun that you want to share with the group, it's going to be a great social networking for all of us that love to craft. You know, right now we're putting it on our Rustic Patch page, but you know, not everybody wants to watch us craft or wants to watch me craft, except when I do my lives on Mondays and Fridays, which I'm getting back into that routine. But this is, you know, this is just a special little thing just for us. And we maybe share some clips or something on our social media once it gets into our membership to let people know what we're doing. And then that way we can all just kind of share our tips and say, hey, I did this, try this, it worked really good. And I was talking to a couple of our box holders and they're super excited about it, which makes me super excited because I've been wanting to do this for a while and it is time. Okay, this looks really good, guys. We got 2 coats, and what I'm doing is I'm just going around the perimeter and I'm just smoothing it out if there's any little goobers, and it will be nice and clean. It will be ready to attach once this is dry. Okay, perfect. Okay, I'm gonna set this one off to the side. And I'm going to put that there. And this here. And let's get our white one back out. Let's see how it's looking. See, it looks pretty rough yet. It's not looking really exciting whatsoever. So let's get that white brush that we set aside and let's go ahead and fill that back up with some white paint. And let's give it one more coat. And this is coat 3. And don't get discouraged if your ghost is not covered to your liking. Everybody's brush strokes Their application of paint is different. So you may need to do coat 4. I think we've had talks about white paint. White paint is just white paint. If you want your ghost, if you want your ghost not to be white, you want him to look grubby, then go ahead and maybe get a dirty white. Now I think we use Snow White. I think there's an antique white. There's bleached sand. And since I am talking about the whites, we've done some previous projects and we always use sand gray, especially that's my favorite. Well, they have discontinued it. So if you are somewhere and you're at a Hobby Lobby and or a Joann Fabrics, I haven't been to a Joann Fabrics for so long, I don't even know if they carry Americana paints. But if you see it, grab it. Kearney and Grand Island are completely out. I have bought whatever they had. And also, if you are liking the color Cobblestone, they have discontinued that one also. So my go-to now, since sand gray I can't get anymore, we're going to go to bleached sand. And that will be my next go-to. When I asked Shelly, she's like, I was like, please don't. No, don't tell me. And she goes, yeah, they discontinued it. And I'm like, did they ask me? No, they didn't ask me. They didn't ask me at all. So I'm like, that was my go-to for everything. My snowmen, my bunnies, everything. So there you go. Sand gray is no longer available, so now you gotta go to bleach sand. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm pulling this again. I'm just smoothing it out because we are working with a large surface and your brush strokes may feel a little choppy and we don't want that. Okay, mine, I'm feeling it looks really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call it quits on the white. And I am just going to just do this real quick. Just fast forward it just a little bit for you guys. And actually when I get home, when I get back to the store, I may just go ahead and just glitter this one to see what it looks like. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go and work on your little banner pieces here. And they are all 3 different sizes, I believe. I believe they are. So you can do whatever you want with your, how you want to put your boo on there. And I'm just going to grab a paintbrush about like this. And I'm just going to go ahead and cover. And again, these are 2 coats on this one. And then we're going to take some of our raw umber and we are going to rough the edges up just a tiny bit. Okay. So there is the first one. And here's number 2. And if you want to, I like to leave the sides revealed black, but if you want to give it more dimension, paint all of your ghost just on the tops and then paint your banners to the side, on the sides, the top and the sides. Sophie's Kennel Cough is getting better. I was just talking about this when we did our live DIY a little bit. I know I've talked about Sophie's Kennel Cough. We've done some videos, and I think maybe we're finally on the mends. Mark's been doing some research, and honey seems to be a good thing for them. Like in your, we've been taking her, in the bathroom, showers, like a steamy place to open everything up. But your local honey that you can buy is kind of like a little cure. So we've been doing that. We finally gave up on medication. The vet just said, let's just go with nothing because we've been medicating her 4 rounds, 2 weeks at a time. So we have just had a battle with Sophie with her kennel cough. This morning she actually seems like she's a lot better. So hopefully we are finally on the downhill side of kennel cough. I've never experienced it before. This is the first time. And I don't wish kennel cough on anybody for their dogs because they cough all the time and it's like a bark and you can't do anything about it. It's like when your kids get the flu and you want to take the pain away and you can't. Same way with the puppies. I'm so sorry. I can't do anything. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to dry these real quick. Because it's not going to take very long for... Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to take that raw umber and we are going to just place a little bit right here. We're not going to need very much. And I'm going to use a smaller stencil brush. So remember, you're going to fill, tap, and you're just going to pull very lightly all along the sides. And I go up. And if you are a little bit like, I don't feel good about that. So go ahead and then just turn it each way to where it's comfortable. And if you guys are still having some issues and you're not comfortable with the dry brushing, always practice on paper. If you've got some computer paper, any kind of paper, just do it on the paper first until you get going. And the other thing is, if you get too much in a place where you don't like, go, especially if your back is dry enough, go to your sink, go wet a towel, wash rag, and you can hurry up and wipe that off really quick. So what I would do is say this, I'm okay with this, but if this is too much for you, then hurry up, because this will dry fast. Go get your sink, go get a wet washcloth and wipe it off. And then you can start all over, or sometimes it will be, if you wipe it off fast enough, you won't have to repaint. But if you're feeling like, it's just too much, just go ahead and just repaint it. It's perfectly fine. No right or wrong on either way. So we're going to go and take our boo. And remember, we're going to need our Rapid Fuse glue. And we're just going to take, where'd my phone go? Okay, take your phone and take some black. And remember, just fill a little bit and tap. And then just go to town and just go up and down, up and down. We did a class at the store the other day, and I gave the girl one of these foam sponges to paint with. That is like the best thing ever. There's no goobers, there's no anything. It's just on top, and it just works so slick. That is so awesome. Made her feel a lot better about her painting skills because she can control it. And remember, this won't take very long. It's kind of like dry brushing, so you can go ahead and do a second coat. And that way that is done. Okay, voila, bada bing, bada boom. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring these down here, and we are going to go ahead and glue them on there because it is dry enough already. Let's see how much glue I got in here. Hopefully enough. I just grabbed a container. I was going to make this video yesterday, and I forgot the last time I had done a craft at the house, I put my glue in my bag. I gotta do better about keeping supplies like Spanish moss. If you guys watch my DIY from today, later on, I forgot the Spanish moss when we made something. So, I'm a dork. It's okay. Everybody knows it. It's all right. Okay, I'm going to put them off to the side. Oop. Okay. Be careful if you pick those up because they're not glued all the way. They're not dry yet. Okay, so this is dry. And this is pretty much dry. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to... this is probably not dry enough. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to take, I'll turn this way. No, let's do this. I'm going to move this off to the side so you guys can see. I can't move this. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our glue and we're gonna go in and we're just gonna go around the perimeter. And if you want to, you can just do a little bit in the middle. And then hurry up and get your lid on. And then go ahead and get your back piece. And then when you're ready to glue, just kind of hang onto it very carefully. Got shaky hands. And then remember, you got these dots at the top and you got your outlines on the sides. So before you start putting it down, kind of see where you're at. And then you're going to be able to tell your dots there too, okay? Okay. May need to apply a little bit of pressure. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, since we are letting this dry, and if you've got some heavy books or something, you could put those on top, especially make sure that your white is dry before you do that. And while we're waiting for this to connect, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take our wire and I'm going to go through. You gotta be really careful. That's what I thought was gonna happen. Pull that up a little bit higher. And then since we've got some wet paint that just came through, make sure you go ahead and wipe that off. Because some of my white did dribble in my hole. So as you can see, things can happen like that. And then just go ahead and pull it back through. And then you want to keep your about like that, okay? Sorry about that, guys. That was like, hello. And then if it does, then just go ahead and just pull a towel off and get that white paint off your wire. And it does happen every once in a while. And then since I forgot my needle nose pliers, I'm going to use my clippers and I'm just going to wind. These are going to be a little bit bigger than my other ones, which is okay. When you curl your wire, it's totally however you like. If you like really tight ones, if you like not tight ones, like I said, it's totally whatever your preference is. Okay, so since I got some paint, I'm going to do that. And it is not wanting to do what I want it to do. So I'm going to turn this around like this really quick, and everything's looking good. So let's just set this off up here to the side. I'm going to get all my paints out of my way. And I think I'm going to go glitter this one just for kicks and giggles to see how it looks. Okay, get all those off. And now we're going to go ahead and we're going to do your boo. Okay. And Minnie went ahead and gave you some twine, and I'll be honest with you, I don't know how much twine she put in there. So I'm just going to clip some of this off. And when you're going to go ahead and you're going to feed this through, you're going to go like this, pull that out, and then you're going to go here, okay? And you'll be able to adjust this a little bit later, but go ahead and feed your twine through each of your banner pieces. And see, I just had white paint on my hand. You see what happened? Always have wet ones, because you never know when something's going to go crazy. And then go ahead and pull again. Always have little paintbrushes next to your station, because like I said, you never know when some of that white paint has been sitting somewhere and it didn't get dry all the way. For some reason, white paint loves to just go wherever it wants to go. And again, like I said, if you wanted to paint the sides the orange so it had more of a texture look on your hanger, that is perfectly fine. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and feed this just a little bit more so they look about even, and then I'm gonna hang it on, I'm gonna go ahead and just drape it on my ghost to see how I'm feeling on how it looks. Now, if you want your banner pieces really close together, you perfectly can. Like I said, it's totally your preference when it comes to when you're making your project. So let's go ahead, let's just do this, and let's bring our ghost. Let's get rid of this. And when you're doing your workstation, what I usually like to do is just go buy the puppy pads, and they work really good because I can just throw them away when I'm done with my project. Okay, so when it comes to putting your boo on, what I did, and I think I'm happy with this, the way this one is looking. And again, you can always move them once you get them tied on. So just because before we tie it on, that's not cool, or you don't like the way that's looking, you can always change it. So what I did is I went ahead and I just did this, and then I tied it one more time into another knot, okay? That's what I did. And then I came over here, I did the same thing, and see, we did that one. And remember, when you're tying that, it may move just because you're looping. So always tie the first one. And like, see, I'm moving my banner once again, and that's too tight. So let's go ahead and rearrange it once again. We'll pull down, pull out. And this may take a little bit of time till you get to where you want it to be. And then you're going to go up here and you are going to, so just imagine this is hanging. So I'm going to do this. Whoop. But hang on to it before you do that. Okay. So I'm actually going to move this up a little bit more. Move this one up a little bit more. As you can see, this one this will take just a little bit longer. So don't get discouraged on how long it's going to take you to get that to where you want it to be. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure this is where I want it. So I want to make sure it's tight, because when I made that loop over there, I made it a little sloppy. So that's where we had to rearrange your banner. Okay. So that being said, this is where you would cut this, and then your banner would be done. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to attach this up here. And I'll tell you, I did use my nail gun. But if you don't have a nail gun, this is perfectly fine. You can just put it on with hot glue. If you've got the stapler, great. And if you wanted to make it really fun, you could put a little Spanish moss around your bow. I may do that. Like I said, I'm going to put glitter on this one, and then I'll show you guys a picture just to see what it looks like different. And then just hold that down a little bit, and then that is your ghost. That is your ghost, and that is super fun. It's super simple. But now I'm going to go ahead and show you, if you want to go ahead and do the bows like I did. So this is what yours is going to look like with the twine that we did. Okay. So if you're not like bow crazy, this is your final piece. Let me turn this back around again. So this is your boo. This is, you got your bow, and you can make this longer here if you want to, but this is complete. It is done. Now I'm going to show you how I made my bows to go on here. So again, you got these extra pieces. I don't remember how long Mindy made it. So we're just going to make, and I like to just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then you're going to clip. And since these are just extras, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just tie that in the middle. And if you don't have extras, just make sure it's a little bit longer. And then what you're going to do is then you're going to go up here. You're going to pull those through. And then you're just going to tie. Again, if you are a bow crazy lady like I am, I love bows, I love ribbon, I love buttons. That is going to be your, pull that through. Oh, crazy lady. Okay, there is your bow. Okay, now we're going to go over here And we're going to do the same thing on this side. And like I said, you just take that and you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And if you are like, I want to make sure they're even, just count how many times you go back and forth. And then that way, then your bows will be even. Sorry, my dogs are being so noisy today. And then you're just going to go ahead. You're going to do the same thing. You're going to go and you're going to go up. And then you're going to tie that. 1, 2. And then I always like to pull that apart. And then just go ahead and clip. And that is it. Bada bing, bada boom. And then what should our ghost be? What should we name her? Betty? Betty the ghost? There she is. She's all done. Super simple, super fun, and just do what you want. And I am going to go take her and I'm going to glitter her because I think she'll look cute glittered. That's it, guys. We will be working on our next Rustic Blueprints box. So if you love what you see, share the love with your friends, have them join the family, and let's have fun making some door hangers. Okay,